Can anyone guess what this is going to be today?
Oh, I can.
The gaslight.
Previously on Unranked.
You said, I don't know why they do it because she doesn't remember.
I
Like,
didn't say she didn't remember. I
you
didn't say
did.
that.
You
I
did.
didn't.
Roll the
I did
fucking
not.
tape.
Did
You said,
not.
but they're two. Like, she's just.
I
You
said
thought it was a
they're
severance
two people.
situation.
They are in two separate situations. Fucking hated this movie.
Why did you hate it?
I
I had a
thought it was
feeling this would be the
so
result. I had a feeling this
fucking.
would be the
I just
result.
thought it was so fucking stupid and like nonsensical and just like
Is it up its own ass, Alex?
it's up its own ass. It really is. It really is. And I was just like, there's so many things with this. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I get like the
Well,
whole process of what happens
yeah.
doesn't make sense, but the concept doesn't make any fucking sense either.
What
Like,
do you
it's
mean?
just like why? Like, what's the point? What like you don't? Why would you want to switch with someone else? Like, I thought maybe the consciousness would be switching as well, so you would be experiencing life in a younger body. You're
You
not.
are. She is. No, you're not
No, she's not.
understanding the. Tuna, you're not understanding the point of the movie.
Oh,
The listeners really liked your back and forth from last week. Oh man, it was great.
it's
That was
still a
an
terrible.
all time.
It's still a terrible movie.
Which, by the
Still,
way, it was pointed out there should have been probably quite a few beeps in that conversation. The spoilometer should have been off the
oh,
rails during that one.
yeah. Whoops.
When you're
Uh,
dealing with, you know,
but
tunas
now I just got
just.
what I wanted. I wanted to get a fresh beep beep on record. I will add that to the soundboard now. Thank you, Alex.
There you
Uh,
go.
You know what's funny? So well, we'll get to the Pokemon in a
no, yeah,
minute.
what's funny?
Well, you know what? Like, so Brittany wanted me to put the tree up early, so put the tree up. So the tree goes up, right? It's like fucking National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, right? Every single thing goes wrong. So what? The bulbs are out. Okay, we got to get new bulbs, right? So I bought a pack of these like mini light bulbs, and I'm changing them out. I'm changing every single one out. All the socket for this pre-lit tree, the light sockets, they're different than normal strand of lights, so I can't go buy I have to replace the bulbs, not the socket. Then I got to take the bulb out, put the bulb in, fold the little copper wires down, right? So I'm replacing all these things in the tree. Turn the tree on. All the ones that were out work. Now there's a strand in the middle that isn't working. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. All right, let's go find the fuse. Let's go find the fuse. They don't make fuses for these pre-lit trees in like the male or the female end of the wire. They have a fuse bulb, okay, which is like the gray socket, right? Every socket is green on these light bulb things, but then there's a gray one that's the fuse bulb. And I swear to God, you cannot find this fucking thing. That doesn't exist. And
Yeah,
also the company, right? The company that sold you this tree is like a
Company.
bullshit company that's like either a Home Depot subsidiary or a Lowe's subsidiary or some bullshit, right?
this
And then you
this is
call
the nightmare
Lowe's.
of the pre-lit tree. This is the
Yeah,
reason
it
I
is
would
the
never
nightmare
have
of the
got one.
pre-lit tree. The pre-lit tree is a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
You save a little time for maybe a couple of years, and then 1 year it's a fucked year. So anyway, all right, there it is. There's the box. Okay.
All right.
So all right, now I'm
Costco
thinking,
got
okay,
that warranty.
no, this is way out. This is way out of the war. This is the out of the warranty. That's what I'm saying. So I call up Lowe's, right? Oh, a fuse bulb? They don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm like, well, you got somebody makes this thing, right? You guys are still making trees, okay? But
Alex
nobody
has a
knows.
right to repair.
So nobody knows what the fuck is going
Yeah,
on with this
it's
goddamn
true.
tree, okay? No one knows. So then
Yeah.
I'm now going to, and you know what's so funny? Because the legal eagle said not to do this on, don't talk about future crimes that you're going to
Yeah.
commit. So Lowe's, right? They
Yeah.
got the trees. They got the trees all out. They got
Yeah.
them all on the floor.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if I'm not going into one of the trees, sticking my hand in and pulling one of those fuse bulbs out of that tree and bringing it home to my tree.
How do you know that
Okay?
you only need one? Because that's
It's
like the
only it's
core
only
piece.
one
That's it.
strand.
That's it.
Only
Okay.
one strand.
All
So
right.
picture this, right? Like
Yeah.
the way that it used to be done, and the way that I think it is still done for outdoor Christmas lights, is that your strand, right, has a male end and a female end,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right? And they've engineered these things so that if a bulb goes out, one bulb goes out, you can still use the strand and then find the bulb, whatever.
Right.
But sometimes the fuse goes out. Now, on the male end, usually of the wire, there's a little door. You can open the little door and you can take the little tiny fuse that's in there, pop it out, pop in a new fuse, close the door, you're done. But
Yep.
on these pre-lit goddamn trees, they're not in the male end, female
Yeah.
end of the wire. They're in a fuse bulb, which you cannot find
I see.
anywhere.
Okay, I
Google
hear what you're
fuse
saying.
bulb. You're not going to find this goddamn fucking
Yeah.
bulb. So every other bulb that was out, like I said, I got a pack full of Christmas bulbs here that I replaced, right? And it's
Yeah.
not, and I had to, this is a delicate process. You had to take the thing out, you had to take the bulb out of the socket.
Yeah.
Okay, take it out of the socket and then put the bulb in, fold the wires around, get it nice and delicate. And the wire's like the fucking hair thin, so you fuck that up. And this is just the tree. I still have the outside shit to do. I still have the garland to put up. I still have the village that I do on the windowsill. Okay, like this is gonna be a fucking nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare. Fucking Christmas, man. So I'm going to Lowe's and I'm gonna steal one of their fuse bulbs from one of their like pre-lit display trees. No one's gonna be looking. I'm just gonna be like, oh,
why
let
don't
me,
you
let me
just
check out these, let me check
why
these
don't you do the old
branches.
buy one, return your old one?
No, you can't. I can't return this. This box is. You can't.
No,
What
isn't it
what
the same tree?
No, I don't know if it's exact same tree, but
If
it
you can
probably
find like
uses.
the same tree, right? You buy the
Yeah,
new one, put the old one in the
yeah.
box, return it.
Put the old one in the box. Return. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull one of those.
Yeah, pull one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
Seems like
pull.
less work.
Right, right. Those. Well, no, this one seems like less. Just going into the store. Look at the
Yeah.
last time I was in there, nobody was looking, so I could probably put my hand in the tree, right, as if I'm inspecting the branches. Like, oh, I need, let me, and then just pull out that socket, pull out that fuse bulb.
Alex is crashing out because of Christmas, Tom.
It's not
It'd
even
be really
fucking
funny.
Thanksgiving.
Well, that was going to be my point. Is like it's pretty early to be starting to get in a tizzy about all this.
Yeah, it is, but
that.
I'm putting up our Christmas stuff this weekend too. We're doing it early because we have family coming over for Thanksgiving, and then I need to finally tackle our garage, which will be a million times easier without the like 6 boxes of
shit in
Christmas
there.
stuff in
Yeah,
there.
makes sense.
I'll have
Makes
all the
sense.
room I need to get that place ready. By the way, Christian Humes here, Alex Tuna Marinella, and Great Britom Caswell here on episode 455.
What's also great is that I just got your text
Oh yes,
that you pre-sent.
yes,
So
Pre-sent.
he
yeah.
pre-sent a text because I said last week I go remind me to complain, and it's a good thing you did because I totally forgot about this complaint. But now I'm back in.
This is iOS 18. It's the greatest thing about iOS 18. It's in fact, I think the best new feature an iPhone has had in years is the send later text message feature. I've wanted it forever. Anytime I need to remember something now, I text myself with send later and I just send later myself information to remember for stuff. So the second you said that in the group, you're like, remind me. I was like, boom, I just did it immediately. I just set it to send on Thursday at 6:25.
Is there something specific about you sending it, having it scheduled to send to yourself? Because in theory, you could just do the same thing with like the reminders app, like set a
Because
reminder
that's
for
so
this
much because I
time.
don't use the reminders app.
Right.
Like I don't use organizational apps. It's never gonna work for me. I've tried
Right.
all of them. I have ADHD. You know what I do look at? You know what I have a habit of? Checking my text messages.
Sure.
I'm an inbox zero, text message zero notification person. I have no unread notifications on my emails or my text messages. So I know if I text myself something, that will not remain unread. I will see that as soon as possible. But if I put it in some other app that it's just there to remind me of stuff, I'm not going to even remember to use that. But if I can just in my text, when Alex is like, hey, someone remind me to do this, I can just immediately send Alex a text message a week in the future. That's great.
A week in the future.
Well, that's what he
That's
did.
great.
I just got it.
There've been several
This is the plot line to Back to the Future 4.
There's been several
There you
rounds
go.
of coffee golf where I played it at like 1 a.m. And so I just had it send later at like 7 a.m. to the group.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you're getting those and I'm not even awake.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now as to why we got the last one so fucking early. And I was like, is he really up playing this right now?
No.
Like, seriously?
I use it with Therese sometimes too. I'll be like, sometimes I'm just like bored at night and I can't sleep. So I'll just text her in the morning and I'm like, what do you want to do today? And she's just like, because she always wakes up early. She sees just messages from me from the night before.
That's weird. That's weird.
She's like,
Oh my
sometimes I don't
God.
know if you're awake now and you're texting me from the bedroom or if you
I don't
sent
know
these
if
last
I'm
night.
awake or if my brain's
Right.
awake.
Am I awake now?
Well, so on Saturday, I sent her a message and I said, hey, it's 12:30 in the morning. I'm not awake. I'm sending you this message. Do you want to go here for breakfast? And I was like, this looks good on the menu. I'm probably going to get pancakes because that's what I
Oh
want right now,
my
but I'm not
God.
sure. And then I
Wait,
sent
that's such a
a
weird thought
follow-up
to,
for like 9:30 for when
He's
when we
living
assumed
out
I
of
was there.
time.
And it was like, did I get the pancakes?
but like that's like in a movie. That's like Teresa's sitting up in bed, let's say, and you had stayed up later. So you're laying next to her
Yeah.
sleeping. And
Yeah.
she gets a text and it's from you. Like that's
Yeah.
like that's so weird.
I love it. I love this feature. It's easily the best thing they've added in a very long
Wow.
time. It's such a like no-brainer now that it's there. It's like, of course. Of course. Why
Right.
wasn't this there forever
Right.
ago? What a slam dunk obvious thing to have. Um, you guys want to talk about this week's Pokemon?
Oh yeah.
I do.
What is it? 456?
Yeah, we
Five.
have a new
Uh,
Pokemon, 455, a new Pokemon today. So, because last
okay.
week we finished an evolution.
Oh yeah.
This is a single stage Pokemon that I believe maybe hurts it a little bit,
Hmm,
but we'll get to
maybe.
that in a second. Its name is Tuna. How would you pronounce it?
Carnivine?
Okay,
Mm.
sure. Carnivine. Uh, Carnivine is a
Who's
green plant-like Pokemon
yeah.
resembling a Venus flytrap. Its circular eyes have small pupils. It has spiky teeth. Its stem is yellow with green spots with red and green vines beneath. With the appearance of tentacles, it has two arms resembling leaves with three leafy fingers each. I mean, look, if I said to you guys, new idea for Pokemon, Venus flytrap, it's like, yes, of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, it's pretty good. It's fine. I think it's
I think
fine.
it needs an evolution, though.
Yeah. I
It
don't like
feels
the
like it's stuck in that like middle stage. It's got that middle stage Pokemon design
Yeah,
to me.
I
yeah.
agree.
It's a little doofy. I don't
That's
know
what
if I
I
Yeah,
like the
like.
doof.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem. It's because a Venus flytrap could be cool if it was like kind of scary,
Yes.
but
It should
it's
lose the
not.
it should lose the circle eyes.
Yeah, the eyes are definitely.
Circle eyes is a problem.
Like if you just
Yeah.
gave it a mischievous kind of snarl and like some
Yeah.
scary eyes, you'd have, and maybe change up the color a little bit, like put some purple in there or something, and you have a fucking
Yeah.
you got a pretty decent single stage Pokemon. But yeah, no, I agree. I think that but I do think the skeleton of the design is like the leaves, the leafy arms, and like the wispy tail, and then like obviously the mouth being
Yes.
the fly trap. It's just like the eyes, the dead like these
Yeah.
fucking eyes, man. Like
And it's a pure grass type, so at least like it has some functionality, especially if you don't have a grass type yet. There is the
mm,
advantage of typically with these Pokemon, they have, boosted stats. They don't have
boost.
great stats, but it's better than, going with with a starter and then having to evolve it. Not a starter, but
Right.
just like a first stage Pokemon. So if you come across one, you don't have a grass type yet in the game, it's useful. But I mean, this isn't making it even past like the sixth gym on your team, most likely. Um,
Hmm.
so it's
No, this Pokemon's not on the team.
doesn't live up to what it could be from a concept, at least, I think.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Hmm.
Tuna, you got any trivia? Name origin?
Well, apparently it is based on a Venus flytrap,
Whoa.
but it also may be a combination of carnivore and vine.
Okay. I mean,
That's
that
it. I
makes
mean,
sense.
pretty low, lacking
Yeah.
in the trivia.
Yeah.
The Pokemon shares its name, possibly by coincidence, with a monster from the Dragon Quest series.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Carnivine is the only Pokemon with the ability Levitate that is resistant to the ground type without the ability.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Well, there's some Pokemon that, Pokemon have abilities, and if you look at it and you think about it having levitate, sometimes like Pokemon are animated as like floating, even though they're not like psychic type and stuff. So this one with its vines, it has the ability of levitate, probably because it's like basically
But
kept
it
off the
says
ground.
it says it's without the ability. Like if I take away the middle,
Yeah.
It says Carnivine is the only Pokemon with the ability levitate without the ability.
Yeah, like I don't understand what the sentence is saying. Is my point. Like I understand what you're saying, Chris, but the sentence is written in a way that
Well, Oaks, what
I
I'm
can't.
saying is that like it's not actually like if you look at it, it's tethered to like it has to stand. It can't actually levitate, but it has the ability levitate. So it gets the ability of levitate, which
But it says doesn't have it.
it doesn't have it.
It
It
says
says it's
Carnivine
without
is
the
the
ability.
only Pokemon with the ability levitate that is resistant to the ground type without the ability. So the ground type has the ability. We don't need to
Got
spend
it.
too much
Okay.
time.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
assume
That's why I took out that is resistant to ground type, because that's just the
Okay.
qualifier. So without the whatever.
I don't know. I think
Hey,
it's
I don't know what
poorly
the
worded or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
either.
Anyway, not the best Pokemon.
Also, the shiny
regardless.
version.
I was about to
version.
say that. Yeah. Oof.
Ooh.
Hideous.
Let's see.
Hideous
Oh.
shiny version.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hideous shiny.
Yeah.
Hideous
It's
shiny.
really ugly.
Oh boy.
Tom, do those colors look different to you?
Is it just like green and darker green?
No, it's
It's
kind of
like green and
yellow.
like yeah, like a mustardy yellow.
They're not. They're definitely different, but they're not a radical. They look like this, like different shades of
Yeah.
the same color.
You know what was
essentially.
funny? When we did Lads Weekend and we had the projector up and we opened up those colorblind tests and like Alex and I, like it was just the circle with the dots and it would have like numbers or letters. And Tom would be like, "There's nothing there." We're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Well, I mean, I've taken these.
It's so funny.
I've taken them.
Or you'll see, or I'll see a different number.
Yeah, you'll see something else.
Like I'll see a number you guys don't see or whatever. Yeah, fucked up.
Legends
Anyway.
Arceus says this, though this is a plant Pokemon, it has a gluttonous and unruly temperament. Carnivine attacks its prey with its carnivorous maw wide open. So yeah, like I mean, they talk about it like it's really menacing, but they don't.
Yeah,
They didn't design it to be that way. So I'm thinking bottom half of the list.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see if a Pokemon jumps out to me that I would put above it. I'm looking around the Mime Junior area, or I'm 48.
At least you're not looking around Mime Junior's area.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, maybe right below it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tuna?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right. Carnivine, number 49.
Okay.
Right below it. I mean, Burmese not a good Pokemon. I think it's better
I
than
know,
Burmese.
but I'm looking at Staravia and I'm like,
I
I'd rather
know,
have
but
that.
you know some
Yeah.
some of these might get,
Yeah.
reshuffled at the end. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see. The top 20 is going to be real hard to break into these days.
Yeah,
But there's
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
well,
good.
I've
there's
looked ahead.
legendaries and stuff coming.
Yeah, there's legendaries coming that are pretty good.
I mean, look, we're in the back half of this Pokedex already.
Which is
There's less than 40
crazy.
Pokemon remaining.
That is crazy.
Yeah. There's less than 40 episodes left in season 4 of the Unranked podcast.
Mhm.
So, and then we start Gen 5, which is just fucking banger city. It's, they made a United States of America for Pokemon. It was sick. So good. So good. All right. Well, Tuna, you want to complain about staying up late?
Sure, we'll complain now. We'll do the complaint now. Yeah, we'll do the complaint now. You playing the jingle or fuck it?
Oh, you know what, Alex?
What's that, Christian?
That's a great point. We haven't actually even used the complaint in a while.
Ooh. Well, okay. So
Yeah.
This is more about someone else staying up late and not about me staying up late.
Not about
So
me.
for some reason, this happens. This tends to happen like once every, I would say, couple months, right? Where all of a sudden one night she just is wide awake.
This is the kiddo.
Okay? No, this is the wife. No, this is the wife.
Oh, this is like when you're like Bert will be out by like 9, then we're gonna play games, and then
Right.
you're like, she's still up. I don't know what to do.
Right. So that's like usually even with that,
Yeah.
right? She goes to bed at like 10,
Yeah.
right? Like by that time it's like 9:30. Like we want to play games
Teresa's the same. 10
9:30.
o'clock rolls around, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. So like 9:30, but by the time 9:30 rolls
Nice.
around and you guys are like, I don't want to keep you awake. So I'm like, fuck it. She's still like, we're just gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm talking about is like she's up to like 11, 11:15, 11:30. Okay. Now, if you know it, if you know my life now, my life is pretty much like when she falls asleep and
Yeah.
I'm in the bed, that like that 2 hours that I get from like 10 to midnight, right? Or 9:30 to 11:30 is when I watch my YouTubes. I read a book. I,
You watch them
know,
on the iPad?
yeah. So everything's on
Okay.
the iPad. I can watch Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
right? Or I can watch a video about the English language.
Yeah.
Rob Words. Check him out. Rob Words on YouTube. It's a pretty great
Okay.
guy.
All
Anyway,
right.
so on these nights,
Legal.
on the right, legal. These nights though, right? These nights. Let's just make sure these nights, she's up and she wants to talk. And she wants to and I'm trying to watch a video, and it's one of those times where you're like, right? A minute will go by and then she'll talk again, and then you got to pause the video, and then you take your headphones out and you turn and you go, yeah, and then you think you're done. No, headphone goes back in, I play, nope, wants it again, and then it's let's play a game. What do you want? What game do you want to play 11 o'clock at night? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So my complaint, those are my 2 hours, my 2.5 hours.
2 hours that for like 300 plus days out of the year, maybe more, you get, but it's just this once every quarter.
Because then it's like the sillies. Then she gets like the sillies, and it's like she's laugh. It's like it's chaos. It's chaos, and I'm just like, we're done here. Like 10 o'clock is my time. Like, what is happening?
Next week's previously on
You've
needs to be
encroached.
this, but cutting out all reference to Brit, because it does sound like you're talking about your kid. She gets the sillies and she just won't stop talking. Enough.
Enough.
Yeah. So
now, can't you just shift your time?
what are you talking about?
Well, it's not a crazy bit later, right? Like I thought you were gonna say that like just once every couple of months she's up till 2 or something, like up all
We're
night.
not like
But you're
you.
like she's up 1 hour later.
No, but it was it was getting past 11 o'clock. Like I had
But
stuff to watch. Like I had a queue.
but I but
Oh, was it like the
can't you
Taskmaster
just
finale?
can you
that
not
wasn't
push it
it
back
wasn't
an hour? Like
What do you
can't
mean
you?
push it back? What the fuck are you talking about? We have gone up to bed. This is the routine, okay? We have gone up to bed. It is bedtime, right?
Yeah.
It is, we've already decided that it is bedtime. The movie that we were watching or the show that we were
It's
watching
over.
is over, okay? If there was other things happening, other things would happen. But if there isn't anything happening, we're done, okay? Now it's my time, okay? My time. And
Why
we'll get
do
to
you have to go to bed? Why can't you just stay down and play games?
Hey, no. Because then I'm not going to say why. So, but I
Okay.
go up with her,
Yeah.
right? If
Yeah.
that's the plan, usually the video games is already in the works, right? I've already mentioned it. I've already said I'm going to play. It's all, or I do
I'm
wait.
so glad I don't have to do this.
So like,
Yeah.
or like I wait until she falls asleep, and then when she wakes up, when we're watching TV, I go, "Oh, you go to bed. I'm going to go play video games because you already fell asleep."
Yeah.
So but you don't want to play video games too many days in a row. It's just you got to be strategic, okay,
Okay.
about
Sure.
what about if I play video games on a Friday night, I
Yeah.
am not asking to play video games on a Saturday. Like, because
Sure.
Saturday's our night. No matter, even if she falls asleep early, we go to bed together. It's like that's done.
Sure.
Sunday's a little touch and go. Sunday's a little touch and go. Like if I haven't played on a Sunday in a while, I'll say, I'm probably going to play video games with Tom and Chris later. But if I've played a bunch of Sundays in a row, then I try to go for the let's see if she falls asleep early,
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I will say that I'm going to play video games to fall asleep. Now, what I will say is
yeah,
that all of this is self-imposed. I have done this to myself, and I make
yeah.
myself feel guilty about this because not one time, I don't think, has she ever said to me, "You've played video games too much this week." I have just done this to myself. So this is just
She
this
hasn't
Yeah.
is
said that to you. I feel like you said that. She said that a couple of times
no, she'll
before.
say like I didn't like she'll say, "Didn't you play her?" But she never has said to me,
But
"You
she's doing
cannot
some
play."
passive
You
aggressive
can
stuff.
Yeah, but it's not as much as the self-imposing guilt that
I
I
think
put
he's
on
only said
myself.
that when it's like been during a time where she would be awake.
Yeah, there was a time when it was like when I used to watch Survivor. It would be
Yeah,
Survivor, the podcast, video game night on
yeah,
Fridays, and then if I was also playing, I would feel guilty, and she would kind of say, didn't I thought we were going to watch a show,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?"
yeah.
But yeah,
Slater in the chat says, "I love my wife from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. After that, I don't fuck with her. That's my night out time."
I mean, look,
It's a respect.
I mean, that's exactly what's going on over here. Like this is my okay, and I will say this, right? Because I last night I was watching I watch the YouTube channel Veritasium. I'm sure
Yeah,
plenty of people
yeah, yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
He just put out a video on Amelia Earhart, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
last night I
Yeah.
turn it on, right? I'm like, she's like
Does he
falling
think
asleep
she was
kind of.
eaten by crabs?
No. So then
Oh, okay.
Britt turns over and she
Is
goes,
that a
"Oh,
theory?
what are you doing?" And then I go, "I'm
Yeah,
watching this thing on Amelia Earhart. Do you want to watch?" No, she has no interest. So I'm like, well, this is my point, right?
yeah,
Like, you don't care about Amelia, right? So I have interest. I want to
yeah,
see what's going on.
yeah.
So I want to watch it. So if I'm watching it, I don't get a lot of time to watch. So watch TikTok. And that's it, folks. Yeesh.
It's
I see.
amazing.
So she's watching TikTok this whole time. Gotcha. Okay.
And the other
Well,
thing
you
that
know that
pisses,
time because you know that when they do go to watch something, she'll still be on TikTok. And then Alex has to watch the thing
Right.
they agreed to watch together, which wasn't necessarily what he wanted to watch, but he was like, no, well, my wife wants to watch it, so I'll watch it with her.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then he's watching the thing and she's actually just watching TikTok.
I told you this a million times, and I'll say it again. Since we're doing a two complainer, right? You played the
Yeah,
jingle
yeah,
twice.
yeah.
You played it twice, so
So
played it
Tuna's on one
twice.
today.
So, well, I'm really annoyed about this Christmas tree, and I can't believe I can't find fuse bulbs. And the fact that I cannot find fuse bulbs means I'm going to have to replace that strand, which I won't do until after Christmas because I'm not taking it down now. So
Sure.
fuck that tree. Anyway, no, but I'm probably gonna buy like a 50 strand just to put up there just because I'm gonna be annoyed. Okay. Anyway, the TikTok, right? My whole thing is she watches TikTok without the headphones in, which I think is the most annoying thing in the world
Mm,
late at night. Like I put the
mm.
headphones in, what the fuck? No, but part two, we started watching Disclaimer on Apple TV Plus. Good
Okay.
show. Really enjoyed it. We finished it, right? But I'll tell you what, man, I don't think there's anything more annoying in my life than when you're watching a show and like something big is happening. Like there's a big reveal going
Yeah.
on. And in the corner of your eye, you see that blue light from the phone.
Mhm.
And you look over and she's scrolling or typing away to some dickhead texter, right? And you're like, "What are you doing?" What I'm watching. I'm watching. You're not watching. I just saw you looking at your phone. I'm watching. I can see. I can see. Yeah, in your periphery, you can see what's going on. Who texted you? My
This is
friend
why we
texted.
need movie theaters so that people have to sit and watch a movie without
Yeah,
their
but
fucking phones.
people
In the
stopping to
movie
care
theater.
about that
Yeah, they're
now.
starting
Yeah.
to. Yeah. So then, and then she's like,
Unfortunately.
"Well, my friend texted me." I'm like, "You have to text them back right now?" Yeah. Why? Well, because they usually text me back when I text. I'm like, I don't give a shit. We're
Yeah,
watching a show.
that's nuts. That's wild.
Life's been better. I got to tell you, without Reddit, without a lot of Instagram,
Yeah,
without I haven't looked at my phone that much. It's been
yeah.
actually. I got two people reaching out to me saying what's
Where are
going
you?
on because they were like, "You haven't texted back." I'm like, I just haven't looked at my phone.
Mm,
Can you believe it?
mm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
started reading a new
oh,
book.
very good.
It's called Salt: A World History. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It goes over like the origins of salt throughout the history of the
Oh,
world.
I forgot you're a big salt fan.
Oh, Tom, I love salt.
I was like, interesting choice. Like, could like obviously like a lot of interesting history behind it, but I was like, interesting choice. I was like, oh no, Chris loves salt. This is like, him picking up a Spider-Man comic for
It's
me.
the only rock we eat, Tom.
Is it the only rock we eat?
Oh, that's the tagline. I think
Brick,
that's actually like not
brick
true
is
because
the
there's plenty of
strongest
minerals we eat,
substance
but
known to
it's a
man.
good tagline.
It is a
It's
good
the only
tagline,
rock we eat. Is it considered a rock? I don't even know if it's.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I
salt
guess
rock.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a salt rock.
I mean, there's sea
Huh.
salt, which is different,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
You've seen it by the rock
it makes
fall.
me want to like one of my old man hobbies is I want to have a collection of different salts.
Right.
I want to get
Okay.
that the Philippine salt I told you about that I watched that documentary on. It was like short, like 25-minute documentary. It's just like I think it's like $130 to buy it. It looks
Mm.
like a dinosaur egg, and so you just have to
Mm.
shave the salt off of it to use it.
Mm.
The
Mm.
process is incredible because there's very select few people who still make this old like process, but they essentially like they take clay and they make clay pots and they fill them with seawater, but they'll also go and collect tons of like coconut husks, right? And so they burn
Mhm.
all the coconut husks and into like a char and an ash layer. And so they use that and palm leaves and they filter the salt water through all the charcoal that they made from burning the coconut. They pour it
Mhm.
into the pots and then they fire the pots. They just keep heating the pots and filling it with more and more filtered sea salt water until it's full of just salt. It's just rock salt, and it has some of the like good carbon and stuff that like came through the filtration process. And then they just crack the top half of the pot to have this bottom half, and it looks like a cracked open egg of just salt. It looks delit. Like I just want to like, you know, just go to town on that bad boy.
I love it. I
I've
love
thought
it.
about like they should. I love the idea of getting like a salt lick
Right.
in theory for only the first time you do it because I don't want to go back to a salt lick. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to lick like a brick of salt and then go back to it, like licking it again later. Like it's something gross. Like it's.
Okay.
I feel like it's a one-time use thing, but then
But isn't it
that's a lot of
big? Isn't it?
waste.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, isn't it
That's a
like a
lot of
brick?
waste.
Right.
Yeah. So
So
what
wait,
I want like salt stick lollipops. I want someone to make like a salt lick style so it's
God.
small,
Oh
single
boy.
use salt licks.
Oh boy.
Not single lick, but single use. You get like a lollipop. You get 5 minutes on that bad boy and you toss it out.
But you say single use. Does that mean single lick?
No, single use is like a lollipop.
Yeah, a
Like
session,
session.
a session,
yeah,
a
single
session.
se
You're getting one session on
yeah,
the salt.
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like it's the problem I have with like the giant lollipops. Like you got to eat that thing in one go or it's disgusting later. And I think
I
of the
mean,
salt lick the same way.
I haven't fucked with a giant lollipop since I was in the chocolate factory. Like, when was the last time? Like, they've always been off limits for me. These giant
But no, but that's my
lollipops.
point though. It's because
Right.
there's inherently like something annoying about it. But in theory, I look at it and say, giant lollipop, don't mind if I do. Same thing that I say with the salt lick, right? I don't want to come back to it later for the same kind of sanitary, kind of gross reasons. So I need a lollipop size salt lick. It would be awesome.
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, you could probably make those yourself pretty easily.
Probably could. I probably could.
You could just. I bet you there's like a lollipop kit that if you just switch
Yeah.
salt, like rock
Switch to
salt.
salt.
Oh man, that's funny.
All right, what do you got, Tom?
Slater wants to know, speaking of salt and electrolytes, is Crystal medically prescribed Gatorade? I think that's till death.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much forever. And what I've noticed is
Yeah.
like there have been days where like I didn't have enough and I immediately like I was
Felt
getting like
it.
lightheaded and I
Wow.
like checked my pulse and my heart rate's right up.
How great is it to be like, I have to have a Gatorade,
Yep.
otherwise I'll die.
Yep.
Like-
But I switched to the Gator Lights because
Yeah.
I found if I have one of these every day, they have enough that like I don't necessarily have to be squeezing the electrolytes. I got the like, I can
drops or
squeeze the
whatever.
electrolytes
Okay.
into my drinks, which is really helpful. But these are like a Pedialyte. They have way more electrolytes in them than like a standard Gatorade does. And it's lower calories. So like those are great. Big fan of those. And then when I don't have those, then I'm squeezing the thing in, and that's usually when I forget to do it enough, and then My salts are
you
low.
have a crash.
When my doctor was like, you need to have more salts, I was like, let's go. I can't believe the words you're saying. This man has no idea how much salt I eat, but my blood test came back and he was like, you need more salt.
You need more of it. More.
And then I was like, you mean you want me to put salt in my drinks? Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
You want me to make my own salt lollipops?
Let's do it.
You're telling me I need to buy a salt lollipop making kit?
Yeah.
Done.
You know what? I have one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
And now it's on topic. So so the weight loss, I'm almost at the end of this process now because I passed my goal. I'm below what I weighed pre-COVID. I'm down to 190 now. And I want to get down to 180 because if I can get down to 180, I'm back at the weight that I was when I started this podcast, which is like, man, if I could get back into like the weight I was in my 20s, that is. But now the thing that I need to do is I'm focusing less on weight loss and focusing more. I want to bulk. I want to get strong. I want to get fucking.
Okay.
So I'm all about the macros now, right? So that's why I'm talking about like the Gatorade. I'm paying attention to my macros. I'm trying to get 100 grams of protein a day. Is my goal now.
Gamified it. It's like Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah. So the internet swore by this specific protein drink. And I have a bunch of other different things. We got powders. I got a couple other shakes. I got protein bars. I'm going to be eating like a lot more seitan, although that's not like as good of a protein, but it is like high in it's super high in protein. It's like way higher in protein than even like beef is or chicken. But it's not as useful of a protein. So like you wouldn't want to just get that because it doesn't have lysine in it, which lysine contingency is the thing that they deny the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park to that was their whole we don't give them the lysine, they die. So you do need lysine, and seitan doesn't have it. But Fairlife, this Fairlife is the one that everyone on the internet was like, Fairlife protein, high protein milkshake, right? These things are so far, almost everything I've tried is like pretty gross, right? Like I don't like the taste of it. This Fairlife vanilla milkshake thing that I got, it's fucking good. It's thick. Okay. It's thick. So you want it cold, right? And I learned you don't want to freeze it. In my head, I was like, cold. I was like, I'm going to freeze it, make it into like a real milkshake, right? Oh, okay. And then I was going to pour like an espresso shot in, and that would just be my breakfast. Like that would be my, I was like, oh, that would be great. It does not freeze well. It like separates, and then the texture was really, it was not, do not try. But if you're interested in getting your protein, I can't believe how good this tastes. And I did some Googling, and it's apparently because they don't use like whey protein, which like a lot of other places use like these other kinds of protein. All of the protein in this drink comes from milk fat, like it comes from actual milk. So it just tastes like a vanilla milkshake, just not quite as sweet, but it is it's good. It's actually good. The other ones I've tried have been disgusting and chalky and really nasty. But that's like almost half. It's 42 or 46 grams of protein in that one shake. So it's like almost half of the protein I need in a day if I'm trying to hit like these high protein levels, because got to get jacked now, right? I want to be. I like the idea of being like in my late 30s and in being much better shape than I was in my early 30s. Like nice. If I could get into better shape than I was in my late 20s, even, that would be awesome going into the 40s. So that's
for sure.
That's the new goal. So that's it. I don't know.
Cool. No.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great. I mean, it's great that you've brought your. It's very tough to. The older we're getting to be able to. Yeah. And it's just always something. It's just always like before you know it, the holidays are here, and then it's fucked.
Yeah, that's part of why I'm like really focused on right now too. So I'm like, I gotta try and eat like super healthy coming up so that I don't fuck myself over the holidays and then fall off. Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense. Gotta pre-prep. What have I been up to? So the big thing that Brooke, speaking of shows and putting shows on with your partner, Brooke and I pretty much, well, binged, I guess would be the wrong word, but like pretty much every night this week we watched The Penguin. And we were super into The Penguin, and we finished The Penguin, and it is phenomenal. It is as good as everyone is saying. I think that it lacks in like visuals comparative to the Batman, obviously, because it's a movie versus a TV show, so it's not quite living
Sure.
up to but it is getting the aesthetic. Like I do believe that this is the same world.
Is there a Batman in it?
No, no Batman.
No Batman.
No
All right.
Batman. But I
Wait,
don't
no
feel
Batman.
yeah, it's about the Penguin.
No, I know, but like, how is the Batman not
But then why
around?
make it this is my problem with these things, Tom. Why make it about the Penguin if there's no Batman in this universe?
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's a very captive. It's a very interesting story. The
But couldn't you
Penguin.
just make that same story not about the Penguin?
No, I mean you can make it about any. Oh, you mean like using it as like why is it? Why is it
If he's not
set in the
fighting, if
Batman
he doesn't have a
universe?
superhero to contend with, why make it? Why make it set this story in a superhero world?
Because that's what's gonna draw the viewers, and you have to build these fucking cinematic universes now. I mean, this show easily could be swapped with generic character and would be a great show. I will say
Yeah.
this though, I do think that it really does a great job of simultaneously being, for lack of a better word, an homage to something like The Sopranos or The
I mean,
Wire,
that's
any
the
of these.
vibe I got from the trailer.
But it's also kind of interesting how it also has this kind of comic book feel. It doesn't just feel like those shows, it does feel a little bit comic. The inciting incident that sets off the whole show is like there's a bit of slapstick to it, and there's like a bit of unpredictability, and like with the humor, it really, I think, does a good job of blending those two. So it actually feels unique. It doesn't just feel like generic crime show. And I do think it is because of that comic book nature of it that it can get away with that. But it doesn't need to be set in this world with Batman characters. But the dimensions that every single character has, the Penguin, Sophia Falcone, who is the daughter of um Carmine Falcone, who is in the Batman, played by Joe Trujillo, whatever that guy's name is. She's phenomenal. Penguin's got this psychic Vic. He's phenomenal. Yet the Penguin's mother, who you meet, is phenomenal. Just like everyone in the show is doing great. It's also really fucked up. It is fucked up. It is dark in ways that I was very surprised by. I think it's one of the best shows that I've seen this year, and definitely worth a watch, even if you want the biggest Batman fan, because I think it is.
So like, what's the Batman doing?
Doing other shit. I mean, did you watch the Batman film with Robert Pattinson?
I did.
Pretty big thing happens at the end of that show.
So this is in the same universe?
Yes, it's in the Robert Pattinson.
So then there is a Batman. Farrell.
Yes, but he's not in the show at all.
Not yet.
Well, if they do another season.
Because do they make references to Batman?
I think maybe once or twice they reference Batman. It starts a week after the movie ends, and it is obviously Colin Farrell's Penguin from that movie. And they definitely.
I don't think I remember what happened at the end of that movie.
I never watched it.
There's a big event that happens at the end, and it does.
Is there a big event?
There is a big event that happens at the end of the film, and there are huge ramifications for. Like,
what happens to the
I'm not going to say Chris hasn't seen it. You might watch it.
Take your all right, fine. Take your headphones out.
You good? Okay.
All right.
And spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen the Batman or started the Penguin yet.
For like 10 seconds, 20 seconds.
The Riddler blows up the seawall and floods the city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that is like.
But what does that have to do?
And Carmine Falcone. Then Carmine Falcone has also been killed. So there's a power vacuum. Plus now this and it does. The show does a great job of showing like the city was flooded. Here are all the ramifications, and here's how it plays in different ways into the new dynamic, and how is Penguin using that to his advantage. It fits really well, and it sets up the characters in a really good position that it would make sense for them to be in at the start of the next movie.
All right.
Anything else? Spoiler is good.
No, bring him back. Bring it up.
Anyway, Penguin, great show. I haven't heard a bad word about it from anyone that's seen it. I do think ultimately I like the highs of Agatha for me was still higher, but just because I thought that the vibe of Agatha was so unique, and there was some just really good moments there. But this is no doubt one of the best shows of the year, and that it's going to win awards. And Colin Farrell and Christine Milioti, I believe her name is. She was in that movie with Andy Samberg, and they were at the wedding and they relived the day
Palm Springs?
over and over.
I just watched that last night.
Oh, yeah. Well,
for the first time,
no, just
it's a great movie.
Yeah, for the hell of it. I was just I was just tired, and I was like, "What's something?" And Hulu was already open, so I said, "Fuck it."
It's a great movie, and
I really like it.
The female lead in that film is the one of the main characters. In
great!
It's phenomenal,
awesome.
So definitely highly recommend it, and in terms of playing, just been doing the same old, really. Getting my Call of Duty daily challenges, doing some Pokemon Pocket.
What's going on with Astrobot?
Dragon Quest. I actually did jump in to do some Astrobot.
Yeah, you've got a week. You guys need to get on this.
You
guys need to get on this challenge.
All right.
Yes, I've been doing some I've been doing some speed runs of that level. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
About where I could ultimately. You said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, we can see our scores.
I'm not looking at the each other's scores. I mean, I saw your scores that you sent in the group chat.
Yeah. Well, I posted in the Discord too, because it's like anyone that's playing Astrobot, this is, and then Noah went and beat my score, and then I was like, great, now I have something to get. And then I went and took it back, and now I've been waiting for one of you two to do the same, and I'm just like, I need the push, I need the motivation.
All right.
Tom, have you watched how to do the top speed run times yet?
No, I know I need to for sure, and like it's going to be the only way, because that was the only way that the speed runs in Playroom would be. You could get a competitive time. And I did, when it first came out, I was watching people do them like on Blue Sky and stuff. So I was very much like, I have an idea of what I need to do, but I just wanted to get a feel for it. Like,
I didn't watch it until I couldn't get my time faster.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm planning on doing.
Which was about like 8 or 9 seconds from the top time. I was able to get about that close to the top time without watching it. And then I watched it and was like, oh, that's because at that point I was like, I don't know how I shave off any more time. And we're talking like almost 10 seconds here. And then I watched it and was like, okay, I see. It's very different. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to do that. So.
It's the first one.
Yes, first one.
It's called Building Speed.
Yeah,
I think
it's a pun because it's a construction site. So, and you're using the rocket dog throughout this one. So, I went and played the other ones too, just to pick up the little bots, and they added. So now there's 4 Helldivers bots that you can collect.
Yes, which there's one in the Building Speed level, which is cool.
I really thought they would have put out that third faction. I really wanted to get back into that game, and they still never dropped it. If they had put out that third faction, I would have loaded it up.
I wonder if it'll be. They haven't. I mean, it must be a next year thing.
Yeah. But you would have thought, because like they were teasing it in the spring. It seemed like they were building towards it. And they did add a bunch of stuff that's like kind of worthwhile to go look at. But like at this point, I'm like, the thing that would get me to go back and play that game more again is like add the third faction, because then at that point there's a whole bunch of new stuff to do. it's like a Destiny drop. It's like, cool, there's enough new juice here for me to play this game for another month or two for fun and then back off it again. But they never got around to it. What are you gonna do?
Well,
But the little
they
Helldiver bots
will.
are cute. So
Yeah, it's good, and it's cool. It's like, oh, the Helldiver armor is like now another Sony mascot. Like that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Um,
And then I
so
did the credits
good
again
for
so I
them.
could get 1,000 coins so I could get the new gotcha items that go with the bots.
Mm,
So
yeah, you get a shit ton of fucking coins during those end credits.
yeah. T and I also played more Rise of the Golden Idol this week.
Oh fuck!
So
That's the game I wanted to get.
oh, that'd be good for bedtime. That's a good bedtime game. You can get that on the iPad, Tuna.
Oh,
I think. I think you can get it on the iPad.
no, all right.
I could be wrong, but the first one's there and it's a Netflix game, so I think you can. Um, yeah, it's fun. The art style's great. It's a big upgrade moving away from the pixel art to what it is. Prickle like that, Tom. You'll have to try it with her.
Uh, Potentially. She really likes really. I'm finding she just likes really like action, like games
Oh,
that
okay.
move quickly.
Oh, okay.
I've really tried to pitch some stuff that is more in that kind of vein. And we'll see. We're still feeling it out, but like it's becoming clearer and clearer that like shit where she can just kind of like press buttons with huh? What'd you say? No. I'm just that's just your game style. I'm not making fun of you. Um, like for example, is there dialogue you have to read in Rise of the Golden Idol?
Yes.
Yeah,
Everything is
that's
reading.
good. Yeah, she's not
Oh.
gonna. That's gonna be a
Well,
no
then you
no.
should just get it for yourself and try it out.
I should. There's oh god. I want to play Never. This is the sequel game. Well, not sequel. The next game from the people that did that game Grease. GRIS came out a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's how
This
you pronounce
is
that? I always thought it was
yeah. I thought it was
like
Gree too.
Grease.
Yeah, but it's Gris. Or at least that's how the developers pronounce it.
Okay. They
But
would know.
yeah, this is their next game. It looks very similar, and I didn't ever play Gris, but apparently it plays pretty similar. I just played like a little demo of it, um, but it has a slight combat in it, slight like action combat rather than just being like a 2D like chill vibe platformer. There is a little bit of, and I'm like, oh, and people really like it, so and it's up for some awards this year at the TGAs, so. Um, yeah, so that's there's so many things on my radar. I just wish I had all the time in the fucking world, man. Because I tell you
Yeah.
what, this Dragon Age game is getting better the more I play it, and I'm kind of surprised. It was just really like it was just really rock solid for like a while, but then once I got all of the companions, I would say if anyone's planning to start it up, like if you want to do side stuff, that's great, but like get all the companions first because like having that team dynamic and having all those characters like really heightens the like the decisions you make. You're having to constantly think about like the dynamics of the group, and so it becomes a much more interesting game once all of the like crew is assembled essentially. And so I'm actually like I thought like, oh, I'll slowly peter off of this game. And like at some point, but I'm actually like into it more than I've ever been. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. We'll see. Too many games, baby.
Yeah, that's true. And we have Indiana Jones right around the corner.
Oh my god.
When does that come out?
Cannot December 6th. It's like right before
Yeah.
Game Awards. Yeah. That
December what?
hopefully should 6th. That should hopefully be a relatively manageable game. If it's anything like the Wolfenstein titles, like that's just like a solid 10 to 12 hour game. That being said, they have said like, oh, there's puzzles everywhere and there's tons of optional puzzles. So it might be their biggest game from like a completionist standpoint, but I can't imagine that story is gonna be any longer than the Wolfenstein stuff. They're pretty
Yeah,
like
like
cinematic driven.
What do you think? Like 20 hours?
I would say
Maybe
campaign
even
is going to
like
be less than that.
14.
Closer, yeah, 12 to 14, I would
Yeah.
say. But I think that there's a potential that you'd maybe double that with all the optional stuff that they're teasing. Yeah, I am really excited.
It
Every
looks
time I
great.
see that game, I'm just like, this just looks so good, and it
It
looks so
looks really
different.
good.
It just
Yeah.
looks different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's going to actually surprise people. Apparently, Avowed, people went to go preview that and like are really high on that game, which comes out early next year. So, is it Xbox's time? We've been talking, we've been asking this question for 5+ years.
Yeah. We're like Sonic fans now. This is the one.
Well, Sonic is, I mean, look, I was thinking about it the other day. Sonic 3 is coming out next month too, and I'm so excited for me and Tuna to go to the movie theater to see that and
Oh yeah, baby.
have some
Oh
fucking
yeah,
Brazilian
baby.
barbecue.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
Hmm.
What's the last movie
Um,
you saw in theaters, Tuna? Was it the Mario movie or Dune?
No.
Did you see Dune?
Might have been Dune.
Dune would have been
Okay.
like March if you
Yeah.
saw part two. If you're talking about part two.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna be going to my parents on Sunday. We'll be gone for like a week at my folks for Thanksgiving, and we have Wicked tickets. I'm
Mm.
happy to report.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to go see
I'm
that.
excited. I hear it's really good,
Yeah. It's supposed to be really good.
and I'm not a like it's funny. I'm not a fan of Wicked per se. I've never even
Sure.
actually seen the musical,
Yeah,
but
they're right.
when I was in a performing arts school when I lived in England, and we had this like I think it was like someone wrote like a musical, but it was using songs from other musicals, and there were a couple of Wicked songs in there. So like I love Popular. I've always loved Popular. Um but I've never actually like seen it in Wicked, so I'm excited to this. But Gladiator 2, baby, as well. Don't know if you know about
Oh,
this
yeah. I
phenomenal
gotta go
film
see
called
that.
Gladiator.
Have you seen it?
Gladiator 1, I did recently. A fucking phenomenal movie.
Wait, recently for the first time recently?
Yeah, remember I talked about it recently
Oh
that I saw it
yeah.
for the
Wait,
first
and this
time.
is also you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan either, right?
I haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, but when they
That is
bring out Saving Private
absolutely
Ryan
insane.
2, I'll watch Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
Yeah.
What would Saving
What else?
Private Ryan 2 be?
I don't know. I don't know what
Well,
happens in the first
I
one. I
can't
just
even
know
say
I know the opening scene. That's all I know of Saving Private Ryan.
what happens in the opening scene.
Oh, like the D-Day, right? Isn't
Oh,
it the D-Day storming the
yeah.
beach? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty like I've seen clips of that,
All
you
right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
One of my neighbors has been crashing out in our HOA chat, which I've had open on the side that I keep glancing at, um, because she doesn't like the garden proposals that the HOA had for the landscaping, and she's
Oh my
mad that
God.
no one
Who
listens to
cares?
her or votes for any of her stuff because she wants like gates and stuff, and most of us don't want gates and stuff like that. And she's just crashing out in our chat right now,
What
like
do you mean?
just message after message, just like
No.
being mean, calling people like it is. And
No.
then someone just stepped in and was like, hey, you gotta like be being like calm, like very kindly telling her to like shut the fuck up, and then she just like then just like attacked them back, like,
Oh my God.
oh wow,
I love that.
incredible.
I love
It's
that for you.
really it's really something over here.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
For news?
The big news this week, the Game Awards nominees have been announced. Let's pull those bad boys up.
We don't need to go through all of them, but if you want to
No,
go through
we'll
some
go
of them,
top level stuff. Top level stuff here. So, for Game of the Year, we have Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio.
Lightyear.
Uh, Lightyear, you say?
Lightyear.
Do you actually feel that?
How come Dragon Age isn't on that you guys talk about it so much? When I say
Well,
you guys, I mean you.
yeah. some people were very much questioning Dragon Age. I don't know if there's anything or questioning why Dragon Age wasn't on here, but I don't think that game really hit with everyone. The only game I would look at on here that I think it would be better than is Black Myth Wukong, which was way more of a mixed bag. But internationally, this game did very, very well and was very, very well received.
How come you never told me about it?
Black Myth Wukong? I didn't play it.
Oh.
I didn't play it, and the studio has been embroiled in like scandals, so I just kind of like stayed away from it. And like I was kind of waiting to see like what people's opinion was on the game. And when it came out, they were like, it's kind of like a Souls-like, but it's like a boss rush, right? So it's not like minions you're fighting, you're just going from boss to boss pretty much. So that kind of soured me on the idea of it. And then I just heard that the combat just kind of gets stale after a while. And the world, while it looks beautiful, isn't that engaging. Like, it's very closeted. There's nothing like, for example, in Dragon Age.
So it seems like slam dunk for Balatro then.
I don't know. I think Astrobot's probably going to win.
I think Astrobot could take it.
I think Balatro should win over Astrobot.
I don't think Balatro's winning.
I think Balatro should win.
I don't know. I think it could. I think it has a chance of winning. I don't think it's out of contention.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
honestly,
nice just to be nominated.
I actually think Balatro, as much as I love Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and it might be my game of the year, I think Balatro would probably beat that out if people had to vote between those two. Depending on how people feel about Shadow of the Erdtree, considering it's a DLC, we'll see like if that works against it. Like, I don't think Balatro. I think Balatro has perfect potential to win this. I think it has more potential than like, what was it? Stray was like on the nominee
Stray
list
shouldn't
last
have been.
Year. Yeah, I heard
Stray. It should have been Tunic, not Stray. It was insane that Stray was on that list.
I from what I understand, yeah. Best game direction is this exact same list. It's Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Wukong, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy.
Well, that one will go to ReFantazio.
I think ReFantazio. Well, game direction is weird because I think it could be ReFantazio. I think it could be Rebirth.
They're going to want to give Miyazaki an award. It's going to be ReFantazio.
Oh, you mean Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree then?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it very much could be Shadow of the Erdtree as well. Definitely could. Let's see, anything else here? Let's go to the indie stuff because I think that's probably more of what you guys have played. Oh, best ongoing game. Well, that isn't actually that relevant to us. All right, best indie game. We have Animal Well, Balatro.
Okay.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which I didn't check out, but heard was.
I did play it. It's
incredible.
Good. I like Rise of the Golden Idol a lot more than it, as far as like a puzzle game.
I wonder if Rise of the Golden Idol came out after the cutoff, because there is a cutoff at some point. Never is in the best indie, so that game I mentioned before from the Grease people is in here, and UFO 50, which I know Chris really enjoyed, is in this.
No, I haven't really done much with it. No.
Oh, I thought
because too many things came out at the same time.
I gotcha.
So, but maybe that'll be the next thing I play.
Best debut indie, also Animal Well in here. Balatro is also in here.
That's gotta be Balatro.
Mana Lords, which is like
a
strategy game from earlier this year that people enjoy, is there. Pacific Drive, which is one that I also want to check out. You might have seen the trailer for it. It's the one where you're like driving in. It's what they call it, a car PG, I believe. Like it's an indie game, but you're in a car and it's like the post-apocalypse and like you have to like survive. It's like a survival game with a car. And then Plucky Squire is on here, which unfortunately, it sucks that like this time last year, Plucky Squire was one of my most.
It sucks.
Sucks.
It doesn't. It is a good game, but it's just it's a kid's game, and it really shouldn't have been.
Yep, agreed.
VR game, Arizona Sunshine remake, which is the zombie shooter game that there's better stuff. Sure.
Walkabout Mini Golf should just always be nominated.
Yep.
Asgard's Wrath 2, which was that meta.
Probably gonna be that Batman game that
RPG.
came out.
It could be Batman Arkham Shadow that is here. Metal Hellsinger VR. I don't know if you checked out Metal Hellsinger,
No.
which was a rhythm shooter, almost like Doom, but with rhythm mechanics. And they made a VR version of that. And then Metro Awakening, which actually I forgot, like actually came out on PSVR 2 recently. Completely slipped by. Best action game, action adventure. Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Wait.
Hill 2.
Wait. Where the fuck is Astrobot on this list? Action adventure?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a fighting game.
It's a fighting game. Jesus.
Star Wars Outlaws and Echoes of Wisdom are the 5. I mean, it depends on what your fucking definition of an action adventure game is. All of these games are so
I finally
different.
just got a Dragonite.
Very nice. Very nice.
I mean, Pokemon's a fighting game. So, I mean, it depends on what my definition of a fighting game is, and it's Pokemon. So
I think just because Astrobot is in here, it's going to win. But honestly, out of this, I would love it if Lost Crown won.
Right.
Oh yeah, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown honestly should have been on Game of the Year.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a contender.
It just came out too long ago.
Let's see. Best family game: Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Echoes of Wisdom, Plucky Squire. Again,
wow, I just realized Echoes of Wisdom wasn't even on Game of the Year.
No.
Damn.
No.
Wait, Nintendo had no games on Game of the Year.
Whoa.
I don't know if that is necessarily that
go woke,
rare.
go woke, go broke.
Go woke, go bro. Oh, what with casting
Zelda as the lead?
That's funny.
Ooh, big mistake.
Most anticipated game: Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds.
What a dumb category. What a stupid category.
Tuna, let me ask you this.
Sure, okay? Thomas.
Content creator of the year. Who's your money on? We have Queso. We have Queso. We have Ilo Juan. We have Techno Gamers. We have Typical Gamer, and we have Usada Pecora. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Logan Paul.
Okay, yeah. So those are some of the top categories. There's a bunch more. Game Awards are on the 12th of December. So those are the nominees.
It's weird to me that that's even a category.
The content creator one?
Yeah. Get rid of the content creators. Get rid of the esports. Those influencers. Those don't need to be there.
Oh, sure.
Those don't need to be there. They don't need to be part of this.
Influencers ruined
everything.
Mike Tyson's legacy.
I thought you were going to say my entire life.
Well, they have ruined my life. They've ruined my life, I would say.
Right.
Influencers and content creators and all this other crap. They've ruined my life.
Right.
Hundo Pay.
I love that.
They ruined it.
They ruined it.
There was a little bit more news about the Game Awards.
Yeah, hit it up.
The
Game Awards partners with Fandom, Giant Bomb and GameSpot for 2-hour pre-show.
That's true. Oh, it's 2
hours.
Are
you going to be here in town?
I'm going to be in town. I will be at the Game Awards this year. I don't know if I'm going to be actually in the show because we have a stage like outside of the building.
Yeah.
In the like kind of in the LA Live, causeway.
Yeah.
So if you're in LA, we will be on the ground outside. I think it's the Peacock Theater now. I think it used to be Microsoft Theaters.
The Nokia, and then
it was the Nokia, really, back in the day.
Yeah, and then Microsoft bought Nokia, and that's how it became the Microsoft Theater.
Oh, Nokia! Oh, I didn't even know they did that. That's interesting. Yeah. Is the Staples Center still the cryptocurrency center or whatever?
Yeah, the crypt.
The crypt. Wow. Yeah. So we will be there. We'll be doing a pre-show. We'll have guests and interviews and a bunch of other stuff. So it's going to be exciting. Lots of planning has gone into that. Yeah. So that is we will be there. I will be there.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that was the big stuff for the week.
Great. Tom,
Yes,
are you
presentation
finally
time.
prepared to do your
Oh, we're
presentation?
ready. We're
We
ready.
are.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay. I don't even remember what the fuck did I ask you now.
Did you
So
do you not
I
remember?
asked, no, of course I remember.
Okay.
So Christian, all I said, okay, you ready for this prompt that has taken
The
months?
2 months or something at this
Yes.
point?
Yeah. I wanted a presentation on Nick Arcade.
Why is this taking so long?
So here's why it's taken so long. There was a lot of weeks where we weren't all together. So that
That's
was
true.
That's fair.
problem one.
That's
But
true.
you didn't make
true.
it though.
No, I didn't. Because my first plan was to
Get the host.
Get the host.
Okay.
Oh my God, no way.
Which went in, it did go somewhere, but it just was not easy to communicate or like plan or like what like get
So
them
yeah,
on
just
board.
didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
All right.
Then I wanted to do like an episode of the show, kind of like how we have Tuna's Ask Master.
Yeah.
But here was the problem. I watched episodes of the show. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of the show to kind of get an idea.
Banger show.
Oh,
One of
great
the
show.
most boring things I've ever watched. I was so fucking bored. The video games they play are boring. And like the Mikey's exploring the world. Where will he go? Like all of that. Oh my God, it's so boring and slow. But something did. A seed of an idea in watching
This is what is this gonna be?
these
now?
episodes came to my mind.
Mhm.
Because some of these questions they're asking, I think are actual brain scratches.
Okay.
So I have put together a game for us this week.
But do you have a presentation on Nick Arcade? Because that is what you were asked to do.
This is a presentation on Nick Arcade.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's a game. When you're
Alex,
the person
Alex, he definitely made this 30 minutes ago.
I did not make this 30 minutes ago. I actually spent probably way too much time on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, when you do so many presentations, when you're the main presentation person, you gotta like mix it up.
You're gonna need to bring it when we do the real season of this next year.
I'm bringing it. Like this is something that I put together.
No. I'm not talking about the presentations. I'm talking about the games, so that you're not doing.
I know. I'm not gonna give any away any more choices. I'm just gonna pick shit that I'm good at.
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah, I'm going to.
That makes more competition for us. It's harder. That's good.
All right. So this week's game is called Are You Smarter Than a Nickelodeon Arcader? Okay.
Great.
Each of these questions.
High quality Photoshop work. Looks like it was done in like Microsoft Paint.
It was basically because I did it in Google Slides, so I just like.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like couture stuff I haven't put together.
Okay, so, that's fair.
Each of these, there are 8 questions here. You're gonna text me your answers. Okay. And each of these questions was on an episode of Nick Arcade.
There's no way I'm going to get any of these.
And wait a second. Did you just block out the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Did you just block out 5th grader?
Yeah, I got rid of I wiped out the 5th grader and
yeah.
Are You Smarter Than a Nick Arcader?
All right, go on.
So there are 8 questions.
Yeah.
Each of these was answered correctly on it. Like one of the kids got
it.
Got the question correct.
Yeah.
It's multiple choice.
Okay.
So it's A, B, C, D. Just send me them one by one, I guess.
Great.
Or all in all at once at the end, however you want to do it.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Question number 1. What holiday is celebrated on June 14th? Okay. What holiday is celebrated on June 14th?
Wait,
I
Is
I
almost
it
just sent
forget.
it to
Is
your
this
group
all?
chat.
Are they all video game questions or no?
No, they're not video game questions. That was another stupid element of the show. Is like it's stupid dumbass questions that aren't. It's like, all right, they're gonna play a terrible video game for 10 seconds, and then it's mostly gonna be the host, something more. I forget the guy's first name, chatting with the kids and being
Phil.
like Phil Moore, and he's like, "Oh, I hear you're into playing the violin. Oh, you're really gonna play a
Here's
song
the
after
thing. I
you
know this
win
one.
this."
So suck it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't. So let's see the
Oh,
Let's
you
hear
don't
your
remember
options.
this?
No, let's see the
Oh, you
choices.
should know this.
I should.
Well, I shouldn't. Oh, you're giving us multiple choice, right?
Yeah, I'm giving you multiple choice.
Oh, I just sent the answer to you.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
All right, let's
You're
see.
right.
No, fuck
Okay.
off. Let me see the next thing. What is this from, by the way? This logo's from something.
This is the logo
Oh,
that
okay.
they'd have on the thing on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just like ripped it.
I just made it from scratch because it was
Nice.
it was like a circle with 2 black bars
All right,
above
let's
it.
see.
It was really.
Let's see the choices.
I'm trying to.
I
Is
would
it
think it was
A, Earth Day? B,
Wait, you're not going to put the thing on here?
oh, you want them written? I didn't think I needed to do that step.
Oh, okay, fine. Go ahead.
Is it A, Earth Day? Is it
Yeah.
B, Flag Day? Is it
Uh-huh.
C, National Ice Cream Day? Or is it D, National Dog Day?
All right.
Tom, I have a question for you. Did you come up with these choices or were these given on the show?
These are some of them. Because you don't need to have a multiple choice of 3. They did make it really easy for the kids. Some of them also didn't have multiple choice options.
So I was just wondering, since
So
yours
I
are
kind
gonna...
of I finagled them. Some of them I added choices for. Some of them like I added 1 choice for. Some of them are the
Tuna's
same. Some of
Googling.
them are not.
I'm not Googling.
He's
I
not
already
Googling.
sent my answer.
Okay. Number 2. Which jewel is considered to be a traditional 75th wedding anniversary gift? Is it A, a diamond, B, a sapphire, C, an emerald, or D, a ruby? Which jewel is considered to be a traditional 75th wedding anniversary gift? A, diamond, B, sapphire, C, emerald, D, ruby.
Yeah, now I have no idea. Just shot in the dark there.
I wrote the real answer, but I don't know if that is the real answer, Tom. I just wrote what I thought.
Okay.
This is good. I have a real answer, and then I have a letter for the next one.
I have a letter and then
Yeah,
a
you
real
guys
answer.
flip-flopped.
Yeah.
All right, next
Soon,
question.
if you can do a letter next time, I'll write the answer.
Name the supermodel who hosts MTV's House of Style.
I don't even know
What
this.
the fuck?
3. Oh, sorry. Question 3. This is question 3. Is it
I forgot there's multiple choice. I wrote a name.
Is it A, Christy Turlington?
Okay.
Is it B, Cindy Crawford?
Okay.
Is it C, Tyra Banks? Or is it D, Heidi Klum?
Oh, so I wrote Brooke Burke, so that's obviously wrong.
A, Christy Turlington, B, Cindy Crawford, C, Tyra Banks, D, Heidi Klum.
We'll go with that.
Okay. Number 4. Mel Gibson starred in a film adaptation of which Shakespeare play? Is it A, Hamlet, B, Othello, C, A Midsummer Night's Dream, or D, King Lear?
Oh, I was going to write down Macbeth.
A, Hamlet, B, Othello, C, A Midsummer Night's Dream, D, King Lear, or E, Macbeth? It's not an actual option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Next question. German measles are also known as what virus? A, rubella. B, rubella. Sorry. Rubella. B, Rosella or Rosella. I don't know.
Rosalia?
No, not Rosalia. Rosella.
Okay.
C, shingles. Or D, Mobili.
I'm sorry, what?
Mobili.
How are you spelling that?
Mobilli.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either. German measles, though. What was C again?
C was shingles.
And B?
Rosella.
Okay.
All
Roserade.
right. Roserade. Rosalia. All right. Next question. What was the name of Eddie Murphy's first film?
Mm.
Was it A, Beverly Hills Cop? Was it B, Trading Places?
Mm.
Was it C, Coming to America? Or D, 48 Hours?
I have no fucking idea.
A, Beverly Hills Cop. B, Trading Places. C, Coming to America. D, 48 Hours. Okay.
Trading Places is a wild fucking movie.
Next question. How many liters are in a quarter? Or in a quart, sorry. How many liters are in a quart? Less than 1 liter? Are they the same? Are there between 1 and 2 liters in a quart? Or are there more than 2 liters in a quart? All right. And then final question. Sorry, these were some of the
Those
no,
look like
sorry.
two.
The last one I didn't do for different reason. This is the last question. Nyctophobia is a fear of what?
Nickelodeon.
Is it A, blood? B, the dark? C, wolves? Or D, death? A, blood. B, dark. C, wolves. D, death.
Now, are there any more questions?
No, that's it.
Is there a point in this presentation where you tell us what Nick Arcade was?
I did in the beginning. It literally, they bring the kids out to play a game. Okay? They bring the kids out to play a game. It's the shittiest game you can imagine. It's like the game that we played from last week's challenge.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, worse than that. then they have Fillmore chat with them for an interminably long time, getting to know each of these fucking kids. And then they bring up Mickey or Mikey on the screen.
It's Mikey.
And it's basically they say which direction on the grid they want Mikey to move. And whatever that space lands on, there's either like they either get points, they either have to like answer questions to get points, and then basically in between, and sometimes they land on spaces that have them play a game and do like face-off challenges. Again,
You
like
go in the video game, Tom.
I'm telling you, you've got some nostalgia glasses on. I'm telling you right now.
I watched a thing on Instagram recently. I think I sent it to Alex, and it was the behind the scenes of them filming when the kids like go in the game and they're like just on a giant blue screen and like people are throwing stuff at them. It's so fucking funny. But they have to look at a monitor to know like where the shit is in the game while they're like walking.
It is funny because it is also like, oh, this is like the earliest form of like game capture happening.
Yeah.
Like
they should make it today now with a big LED wall, because then the kids could actually see the stuff that's in the game.
I mean, bring Nintendo World Championship the TV show, like that's all you need to do. It was interminable. I honestly like found it really tough to watch because it was just so dated. It's just so dated.
Please.
It's a kids TV show.
Unbelievable.
From the 90s that is focused around like the very early days of video games. Like it's just not engaging. I didn't find it engaging. So I thought this would be more fun to see if you guys have the knowledge of these kids. So let's go back in time.
I think I crushed it. What do you think, Tuna?
Okay.
I did not do well.
Okay, so question number 1. What holiday is celebrated on June 14th? Tuna, what did you say? You
I
said
said
B,
B, which was
Flag Day, which is
oh,
what Chris texted me.
Yes.
beautiful.
Dude, we used to have
And
Flag Day at our elementary school. It was the big
I don't remember that at
outdoor.
all.
We had a big outdoor, so we had a Flag Day every year at our
Are you
elementary
sure it
school.
wasn't just field day?
No, that's what field day was. It was for Flag Day.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Well, it
Because it was
is
at the end
June.
of this. It was at the end of the school year every year.
Yeah. I don't remember it. Okay.
It was Flag Day. You were correct. You both were correct.
All right.
Okay, the next one. Which jewel is considered to be a traditional 75th wedding anniversary gift? A diamond, B sapphire, C emerald, D ruby. Chris, what did you put?
Put sapphire. I had no idea.
You put B sapphire and Tuna.
I put diamond. And the only reason I put diamond is because something was calling out to me about the Queen's Diamond Jubilee.
Right.
Okay.
Which was her 75-year anniversary
But
as
also,
queen.
but then I was also thinking there was a Sapphire Jubilee.
Well, there
But I
might have
can't.
been earlier than that because the 75th wedding anniversary gift is diamond.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So you got a point there, Tuna, Chris.
Thank you.
No points. All right.
Now,
Question number 3.
yeah, the rest of these questions, I'll be honest, I think all
Now,
guesses.
is the C after Brooke Burke meant for that question?
For that question, yeah.
Okay. So you put C, which was Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
I also put C.
And you also put Tyra
Oh.
Banks, named the supermodel who hosts MTV's House of Style. The actual answer is B, Cindy Crawford.
Damn it.
Oh, well, all right. Well,
okay. Next one. Tuna, what did you put for the answer to Mel Gibson starred in a film adaptation of which Shakespeare play?
I wanted it to be Macbeth, but I guess I went with A. I think that was Hamlet.
That was Hamlet. Chris, what did you put?
Same thing. Hamlet.
You were both correct. It
Oh,
is
wow.
Hamlet. Yes.
Yeah. She seemed like the most obvious choice for him. If Macbeth is not on that list, I would have also
Probably put that.
probably picked Macbeth if Macbeth was there.
Okay. Next question was German measles are also known as what virus? Chris, what did you put?
Shingles.
C for shingles. And Tuna?
I put A.
For rubella or rubella.
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 Yeah, rubella. I had no idea.
It is rubella. It is
Oh.
rubella.
Whoa.
Yes. And
I'll be honest, I didn't think
I'll
it was
tell you what.
shingles because I feel like I would have heard that. No effect, not to
Tell you this little fun fact about
Why,
this
you've had
question.
shingles?
no. But people in my office did, and they had to disclose that to us because it was very contagious.
Fun fact about this German measles question. I had to massage it a little bit more, not just with giving it like 4 answers. The original question in the show is incorrect because German measles and measles are similar, but they're not the same thing. Like if you have like regular measles, it's not German measles. But in the show, it was measles. So they fucked up in the show. They're teaching these kids wrong. Okay, next one. What was the name of Eddie Murphy's first film? Tuna, what do you got?
I put Trading Places.
Which was B.
Yeah.
And Chris, what did you put?
B.
You also put B.
Oh.
Both said Trading Places, which is incorrect. It was 48 hours. You were close, though. Trading Places was his second film. Followed by he had a couple of other movies. Then it was maybe it was Beverly Hills Cop after that. Coming to America was the latest in the 4 by a bit, actually. There'd been several years after that, but there were movies in between between Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America. I was like, I have never heard of this. Maybe there was Beverly Hills Cop 2, which I couldn't use. Okay, number 7. How many liters are in a quart? Is it A, less than 1, B, the same, between 1 and 2, or more than 2? What did you say, Tuna?
Wait, I put A.
Which is less than 1.
Yeah, me too.
That is correct.
Okay.
There is
I thought that when you read
0.94
that,
liters in a quart. It's
yeah,
Tuna is dominating.
When you read that, I thought I mixed it up. Well, I only based it on the fact of the 2-liter bottle of soda versus the quart that I see in the
I love that.
store.
Okay, and then last one. Nyctophobia is a fear of what?
I said death because I thought night was too obvious, but because it's night, Nick.
So you said D for death, and
yeah.
Chris, what did you say?
I went dark.
Mm-hmm.
It is the dark, which gives Chris an extra point, but overall Tuna won 5-4.
Yeah.
But neither of you got all 8.
No.
So, are you smarter than Nick Arcada?
Well, a group of Nick Arcaders.
A group of
a
like,
group of Nick Arcaders that were all selected to get it right, which means you can't actually be smarter. If you do a perfect score in this game, you can only be as smart as a group of Nick Arcaders.
Oh, true. So that are you as smart as a group of Nick Arcaders? It should have been the name of it. But there you go. Yeah, it was. I really wanted to do something with the host. I thought it would be great, but it didn't work out. But yeah, and then the show itself, I was like, oh, maybe it was good that we didn't get him because I did, because the funny thing is I did go down a bit of a rabbit hole and checked out some Double Dare stuff.
Okay,
and I was like, well, this is way better. This is way more fun than this.
Double Dare is fucking awesome.
Double Dare.
Yeah, awesome. Double Dare was good.
Double Dare was just like, micro guts. Just like the physical challenges were wild.
I had none of these shows. The only one we had that you guys would have had was Legend of the Hidden Temple, but it was like British kids. It was a different host.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if the rules were the same. I don't know. But there you go.
It's awesome. I've got a presentation next week, Alex. I think you'll enjoy it. Almost done with it. So yeah.
Oh.
All right. Next week we have the final standard challenge, and then we're gonna do a gauntlet, a series of challenges for the season finale of the preliminary season of our challenge series. Yeah. We'll have to come up with a good prize or something at the end. I don't know. Well, we're here this week. We'll be here next week. Until then, stay unranked.
So we get shut down.
Suck it.